So I'm having difficulty starting this video because this essential product is the most important thing that has boosted my cinematography, my videography. My skills have skyrocketed because of this one device, this one piece of equipment, gear, that is so boring since Thomas Edison. It's boring. There's countless YouTubers with over 100,000 subscribers. They review a camera body, a lens. It goes up to like, within the month, it goes up to like 20,000 views, 30,000 views, whatever. I see their reviews of the piece of equipment that has changed me sit there with subpar 20,000 views. It's just not exciting. The equipment, the gear that I'm talking about is not exciting. People overlook it. They are more excited about gimbals which shift to move, automatically lock, and do all these things. But they're not essential. Light is essential. Light hits the camera. The lens shapes that light and pops it onto your sensor. Light is the most important thing in cinematography, and it's just boring because you put it on, you flick it on, and that's it, and then off you go. But where you put it, how you put it behind, you put it in front, you put it on top, it changes. It changes the whole look of your screen. It changes the whole thing. I can point this camera at one spot like this, and you can see me this way, but there's this and this, and this, and this. So, light is extremely important. Alright, enough with the drama, enough with the black and white. Here's some color, here's another scene. Exactly what I mean. Lights are so important that they change the whole scene, they change the whole outlook of everything. So yes, lights are important. I'm gonna get into the nitty-gritty of the products. I have the most used lights that I use on everything, and the lights that actually have changed the way I work, the way I create. The first light that I got, which was a good light, which expanded my vision into cinematography a bit more further, is the ZHIYUN G200. We'll talk about it, and then we'll talk about a little tiny light, which is the Aperture Amaran F1, which is right there to the side, like lighting my eye just to get a little sparkle in my eyes. All coming up. So what makes this light special? First of all, let's wonder at this small package. It is a 2-part package, but it's a small package. I mean, look at that. It's almost the size of a phone. It is tiny and compact. You can take it anywhere. The cable that connects, the ballast that connects to the light is quite long. I think it's roughly about 1.80 meters or 6 foot. It is more than enough, I think, if you have a stand which is 3 meters tall. A normal 5 foot something person will be able to, grab the box and control it. But don't worry, if you don't have the means or the height to do so, or it's posted somewhere quite high, you can still use the app. So the app is actually quite great. It doesn't have all the fancy gizmos that, for example, my other lights have, which are on the sides, and the newer light, which is my key light over there. It doesn't have the same gizmos. It does not have like scenes and stuff like that, like fire, lightning, fireworks, disco, beat to the music. I think this can beat to the music. There is a music feature on this, but nothing more than that. But being this size, this light screams to be used outside, and yet ZHIYUN, yet you have not produced a device or with a cable with a V-mount adapter plate. This would be so good if you had this box with some V-mount attachments on there to connect. Please do that in the future. I know you've just come out with the G200. If they're listening, that would be absolutely amazing if they do, because yeah, look at the size of it. It's brilliant. It's small enough to do all of that. So this light has got a Bowers mounting point. It is quite sturdy and stiff for good reason, because this light is so small. This mounting point has to be very, very tough because of the weight of the light thing, because of the weight of the size and weight of this light. It is to take a large modifier, something like a 90 centimeter one, like that one, the one that's lighting me now, that weighs down quite a bit. So the fittings and fixtures of this light have to equal the amount of force that is pulling down on it. So obviously the mounting points, for that reason, are extremely sturdy. They are very, very tough, well built. Nothing feels flimsy or cheap. Nothing feels like it will break. Everything is, you know, solidly built. Something that a German would be proud to call it his own. Yeah, so the dials as well. The dials, everything feels good and solid. So I think the next thing that we should talk about is gonna have to be light quality. Obviously, this is an expensive light because of quality. You need to have a certain amount of quality to pay that premium price, to pay the amount of half your lens or half your camera body in some cases, you know. So it is expensive. So you need to think about CRI. So the higher the CRI, the more true to life the color rendition of the white balances will be. The CRI on this light is 95. 95 is quite a high CRI to have on a light, but it is in the bottom of the really good lights that you can purchase. This light is now outside. The rays that are coming onto my face over here, that sharp light, so you can see what skin color, and that's with no modifiers at all. That's just a bare cob in the air sticking out, you know. So there's no modifiers here. It's just a little bit further away, therefore, and it's at full blast. It's at full blast, so you can see that the quality of this light is okay. It's not too bad. So I think in post we'll be able to see what sort of light this brings, and you can decide on your own. Anyways, it's now time for some coffee and some editing. This is, for example, I'm gonna show you my last sort of trickery. Here's the Amaran F1, and the G200 is set outside. Let's turn it on. Have a look at what we can create with these lights. How much better it will look if we have lights like this, because that corner is a bit too dim. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna dial the lights down and still put it behind on there, just for sort of, you know, there we go, a little bit of a glow. Time for some coffee. Actually, I have an espresso.